What's going on YouTube? This is 3zinferno. So the topic I'm going to talk to you guys about today is theft, stealing. Now, I don't know why. This is one of the reasons probably is because Yu-Gi-Oh is somewhat of an expensive game. But stealing is a big problem in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It really is. I know other people keep saying like, oh, Pokemon, no one steals and blah blah blah, things like that. So first I'm going to tell you a story, a little about what happened in LA, and second, I'll teach you guys how not to get stolen from. So the first thing, there are a few of things that happened in LA. There were a lot of thefts, but there was one big thing. It was pretty cool. This one guy stole a binder and started running, and 3 guys chased him all the way down to the parking lot and caught up to him, and got their stuff back, kicked his butt in the process, after tackling him and things like that. So everyone was there watching, and it was like a spectacle. They could watch it through the glass mirrors, like we were on the second floor and we'd see everything. And then someone else called the cops on the guy. So it was pretty cool that he was brought to justice. Now at the end of the day, after round 9, I just lost. I was like, oh my gosh, X3. Just lost last round, X3. I just wanted my invite. But I was like, ah, shoot. I was like, whatever. So I go try and profit, and I'm training with this guy, training with these 2 guys. All right, there's this. He sort of looks. He's like dark skin. I think he's like Middle Eastern something, something like that. And then this white guy, and so we're standing up, and then he's like, "Hey, can we sit down?" And I was like, "Okay." And then while we were sitting down, I don't know. He threw off my sensors a little bit. He sat down, and then he sort of put something into his pocket, and I couldn't really see what it was. But I already saw something at the time. And then, we kept trading, and then he passed the binder to the white guy. And the white guy was sitting down, and he was looking, and then I was looking through the binder, and I was sort of like, I knew there was something wasn't right. So I took my binder back, and I was like, hey, can I look at that for a minute? I just want to see if I got one of these cards. And then he's like, okay, sure. So I take a look through my binder, and I trade a lot, so I couldn't exactly see what I was missing. I looked at all the big cards like Zen Mines and stuff, and they were all there. So I was like, okay, maybe it was nothing. So I give it back to him, and he keeps looking, and I keep looking. And then the other guy, he takes the binder back. He's like, wait, can I see the binder again? And the guy passes it to him. And now I'm looking sort of suspiciously. And then the guy sort of puts up his knees a little bit, like the binder's in his lap. And then he takes out a card. And he passes, and he's like, okay. And he passes it back to the other guy. And right when he passes back to the other guy, I see it. I already saw it. I already thought I saw it. And then I really see it. There's a card on his lap. And he's trying to hide it. And I literally lift it off his lap. And it's a Levier. And I just start yelling. I'm like, what the... Swearing. Shit like that. Like, what the hell is this? Blah, blah, blah. This is more PG rated swearing. I was swearing a lot more than this. And then he was like, oh, that's my friends, blah, blah, blah. And then I just start calling people over. Because, like, people don't understand. He doesn't understand. Like, I know more than half the people of this place, Like... I can pick out anybody. I just turn around and grab 5 people, and I know all of them, and they would come get me, help me. And so he starts swearing like, "Oh, that's not yours," blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, right, BS," blah blah blah. And I start yelling, and then people start coming because I started calling them already. And then I was just like, and his friend was like not saying anything, and I was just like, "Let me see your left pocket." And he was like, "What? I don't got nothing." Blah blah. You're crazy. And then I started swearing at him like, "You better show me your pocket, or else I'm gonna call the cops," blah blah blah. And then like he wouldn't show me his pocket, and I was pretty sure he had something. And then this other random guy just walks up to us, and he's talking to that guy, because he's like a cool guy too. He's talking to me like, "Dude, just show me your pocket, or else this is gonna get bad," right? And he's like this big guy too, like he's trying to help me. And then the crowd comes, everyone starts coming, and then what happens was, he actually had another card. He had an orange dragon he stole from me. He flipped it out of his pocket over the balcony, and it fell to the level below. And what happened was, when the group was assembling, like all these people were coming over, this guy he saw like something flat, like float down, and he looks over, and it was a card, and he runs down and gets it, and he runs right back up and he hands it to me. He's like, "Is this yours?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's mine. It was Orient Dragon." And I was really mad at the time. I was like about to beat somebody down, but like I had to calm myself down. I had to say, you know, this isn't worth it to like physically hit him, and then what happens after that, that whatever would happen after that would not be good for me, for my career, for my job. I'm not losing my medical license over this, things like that. So I was like angry, I was yelling, and there was no security at the time. I don't really know why. It's probably because it was near the end of the day. Like, there was no security guards around, or else they would have came already, because like there was this big crowd. It was like at least 100 people already, or a lot of the rest of the people were already surrounding us. And then like I just started yelling and shit, and I was just like, "You better get the out of here, or else I'm gonna call the cops." Because and you know, some people say, "Why'd you let him go?" The main reason was because if he stayed any longer, like literally if the security didn't show up to arrest him, or the police or something didn't come like in the next 5 seconds before he like ran off, I would have punched him. Like, I literally would have socked somebody. And his little brother, or whatever his brother was trying to argue. He was like, "Oh, he's Christian and shit, he wouldn't steal." And I was just like, you know, I was like cussing and swearing and things like that. It was really bad. It was about to get worse, because everyone knew me, you know, like 75% of the people know me. So it was about to get bad. So I like literally let him go, because if I didn't, I would have, like, I couldn't have stopped myself. That was like one of the main reasons why I let him go. But in hindsight, if I really could hold it back, like, I shouldn't have let him go. I should have called the cops, because it makes it better for the Yugioh community to have one less person to steal from other people. But I just couldn't hold myself in like enough, or else I know I would have hit him. So I had to let him go, and then like him and his friends just hijacked it and like ran out. So that's the story. Like, you always have to have a lookout for your stuff. Always try to remember, like, if you sense something's wrong, it probably is. So just pay attention. Always pay attention. Don't get lost in the trading, like, oh, only looking at the other person's binder without looking at your binder. Now, here are a few things that I'm going to tell you guys on how to prevent yourself stuff from getting stolen. First, consolidate. Okay? One binder. Do not have like 5 binders or 3 binders and hold them all together. Because what happens is, you give this to someone looks at this, and all of a sudden, one person runs with this one, and another person runs with this one. Okay, so that's not good. Secondly, okay, there's a few things you could do. This is the thing I'm going to teach you guys. This is what I did in Nationals. So, when you have cards, I have to do, let's show you like this. So, let's say you have a card, and I always use clear sleeves, because this makes it easier. Alright, so I have this card in a sleeve, clear. Now, if I put it in my binder like this, it's easy to take out, right? Like this. But what happens is, if I put another clear sleeve behind this card, now you can't see the clear sleeve behind it, but what happens is when you try to take it out, you rip out the clear sleeve instead of this card. I'm not saying someone steal a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, but this is an example. Like, let's say this was a really expensive card. So in that way, it protects your stuff from getting stolen. Alright, it's a lot harder to steal it. Because it's surprise. They don't know that there's a sleeve here. So when they try to rip it out, crap, they just took a sleeve. And then either you'll see them holding the sleeve, or they'll try again, which is sometimes too late, because they've already tried a second time, and you've already seen them. Alright. Another way to prevent your stuff from getting stolen is one at a time. One at a time in 2 ways. Firstly, one at a time, like, one person at a time. First, that's better because they can't pass off cards. And secondly, it's just better courtesy in general, because you should only be talking to one person at a time. No one should be interfering unless, you know, they're really asking for help on their trades. The other thing is, one-on-one, meaning one binder at a time. Now, if we exchange binders, this is your binder and this is my binder. I'm looking at it. I let you look first. So you're the only one looking at my binder, and I'm just holding your binder shut while you're looking. Then when you identify what cards you want, you give me back my binder and I'll hold it, and then I'll look through your binder. Therefore, we can both look through, like, watch over our own stuff. Like, make sure no one's stealing from each other. Okay? And secondly, you know, that's just safer that way, so that it's not like when I'm looking through your binder and you're looking through my binder, one of us jacks the other person's cards because we're not paying attention to our own binder. Alright? So that's really just to be how to be safe in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, how to be safe, not be stolen from, or to minimize the stealing. And, you know, it's just really sad that this game has to result, like, has to do with these things. It's really bad for the community when people are accused of stealing and or cheating, like stacking. Okay, it's just really bad. Like, it makes people in the community look bad, and I really wish that you know, we could somehow diminish this, like theft and things like that. But with card prices so high, you know, it's really hard for just to keep thieves away, because it's just so valuable. Like, they steal one binder, and that could be like over $500. So, you know, just make sure always to keep a lookout for your belongings. I can't stress that enough. It's really important. And yeah, just always keep a watch out on your stuff. And if you follow some of the tips that I've given you today, putting sleeves behind your cards so that when they try to take out stuff, it's harder to take out. Consolidate into one binder so that you don't have like 5 binders, and then that like breaks your concentration. Like if someone's holding one binder and someone's holding another binder, or if you just leave one out on accident and then someone takes it because you don't remember how many binders you have, and things like that. I think that really helps in keeping yourself straight and making sure that it's hard to like you're not an easy target. Alright, so that's all I got for today. Tomorrow I'll have a new pro card, or pro play. It has to do with Heavy Storm. Alright, thanks guys. 3zinferno signing out.